My name is Linda Leclerc and I'm the founder of the Haha Sisterhood and of the School of Laughter Yoga. Welcome in the Joy Element, the feel-good podcast that inspires. I had the pleasure to meet LEIF Hansen at the Playing Human conference in London, UK in September 2018. I was impressed by the depth of what he shared with us. This guy is seriously playing. Games that help people to grow, to shine, to become the best version of themselves. I remember having an epiphany when he mentioned how courageous and tenacious a baby has to be when he or she is learning to walk. Without getting discouraged or giving up, the baby keeps trying, falling, hurting, keeping trying to stand up and walk, without worrying about the full diaper or unmatched clothes. And for all of us standing and walking, we all had to have that same I am not giving up attitude. Yep, we did. Meet LEIF Hansen, a man standing tall and walking. So here I am in London, UK, with the delicious LEIF Hansen. And I had the pleasure to participate in your workshop this morning. And you had the pleasure of participating in my workshop yesterday morning. So sorry for the noise in the background, but it's because we're in a conference, so lots of people are moving around. So bonjour, LEIF.
Bonjour. Many people are activated, and so it's a lot of good happy sounds in the background there.
This is the Playing Human conference, by the way. We just had the most amazing day so far. So what do you do? Thank you for participating in the Joy Element, by the way. So what do you do because you're traveling a lot, you live in Seattle, and I know that you and I didn't sleep very much last night.
Oh.
We weren't in the same room, but...
No. Not many of us traveling slept very well.
We're both jet lagged. So what do you do when you have days where things are so busy and you're stressed out? What do you do to go back in that zone where things are more calm and poised?
Well, in some ways, I feel like a big chunk of my career has been collecting dozens and dozens and hundreds of different ways to deal with those difficult, stressful things. But the simple ones and the ones that work for me well are looking for someone that feels safe and that I trust to connect with, getting a good hug, and just getting a sense of connection with people. Often my wife. I find that when I sing, it helps me to get more in my heart. So that's another thing I can do, is to get out of my left brain, is to bring some more emotion to it. And singing is a really quick way to get into a more heart-centered place. Obviously, breathing deeply and meditation practices help really to slow the chatter down and to just come to a place. I play some games with myself, acceptance and compassion-based games that really help me to look at this thing that I'm calling a stress and a problem, and to bring some kindness to it, and just look at what is it that I'm really afraid of? And
that's a good point, because most of the times when we're stressed is because we're afraid of something.
Yeah. And so it's like, is that going to really happen? Actually, there's an app called, I think it's called Worry Watch. And it's funny because it really is so simple and it works, where you just write down what it is that you're worried about. And you kind of rate what it is and what type of worry it is, and then you say, check in on in a week or something and see how this is. And what you find out after doing this, it's a type of cognitive behavioral therapy, I believe, is you see that 95% of the time your worry, 99% of the time the worry doesn't come true. And so that's sort of a practical way to deal with it.
Very good idea. Because sometimes our fears are they're just in our imagination. So there's no way that they're going to manifest. So why worry about them?
Yeah, exactly.
So you breathe, you are mindful, you hug your wife. If she's not there, then you
hug
someone.
myself with acceptance and compassion. Oh, a mirror.
And you play and you sing. Well, hugging a mirror is kind of...
No, a mirror practice is a really good way to bring that self-acceptance and compassion, is to really, just like you would look in the eyes of a lover and really come to a place of peace. If you look at your own eyes and take a breath and really just sort of ground yourself, it's a really good way to be really honest. Sometimes it means getting angry or sad, saying that you're disappointed. But whatever honest conversation has to happen with that person in the mirror. Yeah. I'm talking to the man in the mirror. You know that Michael Jackson song?
Yeah. Or the woman in the mirror.
I'm asking her to change her ways. Yeah.
Okay, don't quit our day jobs. That's my husband would tell me. And what about those days when you're feeling a bit low or sad or... Well, we all have days where we're kind of depressed or a lot depressed or just a little. What do you do to cope with that? Or
the healthy or the unhealthy ways?
Both.
Both. The unhealthy ways is I try and escape, usually through a screen or social media.
That helps?
Normally, unhealthy ways.
No, because I was going to say the unhealthy way. I know that sometimes if I don't feel good, looking at the social medias is just going to make me more depressed.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, unhealthy is I'll escape into the social media, and it's like...
It's getting me worse than I was.
Yeah, the screens, and just, screens are interesting. I don't know if you've ever noticed this, but when you're looking at a screen, you don't really have a lot of feelings. You have the feelings that it pushes into you if you're watching a video, but it's sort of a numbing state. You're not connected to your body as much and your heart, and so
it's passive. What I notice is passive. So I'm not doing anything. I'm just getting something. Yeah.
So the healthier ways would be things like taking a walk and getting connected to nature and what is the beauty that's there. Again, the acceptance and compassion instead of trying to run from the feeling. This is something that's an edge for me right now, is learning the value of actually like my biggest fear before was to let myself be bored, to let myself be blah. I've made a whole career. I have a website, sparkguy.com.
Yeah.
My whole life is and career is around this being this energetic, sparky, playful person. So to let myself be blah and to feel blah and bored is really hard. But it's a part of life. It's one aspect of reality. And
Haven't you noticed that this is sometimes when our best ideas come to us?
True.
When we're bored or when nothing is happening, like we're just resting. I remember after writing my book, I was talking to a man and I told him, I have blogs and articles to write. Blogs and articles to write, and I can't. It's like I'm wordless or I'm speechless. I don't have anything to say right now. And he was telling me, you have to let that's a French word, la matrice, the womb, get rested before you give birth to anything else. So that's those days when we're just witnessing life.
Yeah, exactly. So I think there is this fundamental just sort of being and resting before doing and feeling, and so accepting that sort of just beingness, and sometimes with that comes sadness or anger or anxiety, and letting myself feel those things. And see the beauty and the value and being human. I mean, whether you view that we chose to have this body or we evolved here or both, or it's an accident, the fact is you have this life, it has this body and these emotions, so feel them and really enjoy them and get curious about them, play with them. So that's the other thing, play with those feelings, let them have... I've come to see myself more as a we than a me, and so as I let those different personalities come out, that's one of the ways that I deal with the low parts, is to not identify with them, to see that as one part of me and say, hey, let's talk about this. How are you doing? Fuck you. If you have to blot that out, sorry.
Today that's the today that's the angry leaf that's here, right?
Yes. No, I'm not very angry.
Right now it's the impatient leaf that's here.
Yeah. Let's get this done. So you just let all those different voices out and...
Do you sing to cheer up?
I do.
To cheer yourself up?
Yeah, just like the stress part, I think singing is a really powerful way for me to bring all kinds of feeling out. Yeah.
I know that for myself, I practice laughter yoga, but once in a while, I do prefer to sing just because it's using another part of me.
Yeah.
And I love that. So I put even if it's not a happy song, sometimes it's a beautiful song with beautiful words, hope, and
Totally.
And the song that you were singing this morning was really beautiful. It was soothing and calm, and really, it was a loving song.
I don't even remember what I sang. It was improvised.
But I just know it was good. It was beautiful.
That's my favorite kind of singing, is improvised singing, just seeing what sounds and what words want to come out. But like you say, whether it's song or listening to music or painting or dance and slow movement, ecstatic dance, I think anything that creatively helps the energy move out is really helpful. Yeah.
So that's what you do to cheer yourself up. You go in nature, go for walks, just observe what's there. And then you sing, and then you just allow yourself to experiment all the
different voices.
Yep. Yeah. That's perfect. It's human nature.
Yeah. I mean, and sometimes the basic things is just talking to a friend or journaling, like getting the stuff out, getting it out and being heard. It feels really great too, whether it's an audio journal. I do a lot more audio journaling these days than written journaling. Yeah. Just maybe it's laziness. I don't know.
And what do you do with the tracks? Like, do you keep them or do you play them later?
Yeah.
Or
they just
destroy them?
Rarely do I go back and listen. Very once in a while. If it's an important one, mostly it just sits there.
Like the Enterprise, like today, whatever date.
Captain Hansen, log 15-7. Today I played with a group of wonderful people and enjoyed meeting them all.
Even though I just slept 3 hours.
Yeah. Somehow, miraculously, I was given energy through the miraculous drink on this planet called coffee.
Well, thank you so much, Leif. It was really
thank you too.
Very, very interesting, and I'm sure that everybody's going to enjoy listening to you and visit your website.
Awesome. Yeah.
I wish you the very best, dear.
Thank you very much, and I'd love to connect with some of your listeners at any point. Look forward to meeting some of you in the near future.
I hope so. Thank you.
Thank you for listening. If you'd like to know more about our programs, services, retreats, trainings, and all sorts of tools to bring more laughter and joy in your life, visit us at www.yogadurire.com, and for the women's laughing at hahasisterhood.com. Until next time, keep smiling and laughing.